kababayan, ako po si G. Tonji mula sa Los Angeles, California. We have a very informative show with you. We have representatives from USCIS joining us to share with all the kababayans about this Filipino World War II Veteran Parole Program. Kasama natin si Alison D. She is an associate counsel in the Refugee and Asylum Law Division with the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, or USCIS, where she provides expertise on humanitarian-related immigration law issues, such as the Filipino World War II Veterans Parole Program. And she's here to talk about that today. Kasama niya po si Stephane Kwan, who is a branch chief with USCIS, and she is here with the International Operations Division. She provides expertise on the development and implementation of the Filipino World War II Veterans Parole Program. It's a mouthful, but it's very important that we talk about it. Thank you so much for joining me here today in Los Angeles.
Thanks for having us. We're really excited to be here.
Okay, so this is very important for all the kababayans that are watching, because this is the Filipino World War II Veterans Parole Program. For Filipinos that don't understand what this means, can you share some light on this?
Sure. This program is really this program was really developed in order to show our appreciation for the contribution and exceptional sacrifices that the Filipino World War II veterans have given to the United States, and that was the impetus behind the development of the program.
Okay. Now, what does it mean as a parole program for Filipinos? Does this, I mean, it's so broad, so I want to make sure that I understand.
Yeah, so I think first off, I think there's a lot of confusion about what is parole actually. And I think in a lot of common terms, people think of parole as, related to people released from jail, and they're like, did they get parole status? And that's really not anything related to immigration parole. And very simply, immigration parole is just like a way for someone to be in the United States temporarily, but reside here legally and to be able to work. And that's kind of more overarching what parole is when we talk about a parole program. And then for Filipino World War II veterans, specifically this parole program, as many people know, the wait times for an immigrant visa for Filipino American families can be quite long. So this program will allow the family members who are waiting to wait in the United States while they wait to such time that they can get their green card, to wait here instead of waiting overseas.
Okay, so basically, if you have any relative that served for the United States back in World War II, your family and all its descendants are eligible. Is this correct?
Well, actually, so this program is for Filipinos where they have a veteran who has served and who filed a family petition for their family members to come to the United States. So we have many Filipino Americans, thousands of them served under the U.S. flag during World War II, and many of them naturalized here in the United States over the last few decades. And this is for them to bring their family members. It might be brothers and sisters in their families, or sons and daughters and their family members, to the United States. So anyone who's eligible to file for an immigrant visa petition for those category of family members, they would be eligible for the veteran or the veteran's surviving spouse, because in some cases the veteran may have unfortunately passed away already, for them to file for those particular family members to come here to the United States instead of waiting outside in the Philippines, to wait here for their immigrant visa petition to be ready. So to be able to work here, reunite with those family members, and then become permanent residents from here, from inside the United States.
Okay, so if I'm understanding, you would have to have had a petition that was already filed.
Right, so as long as a petition is filed before your family member requests parole. So even, for example, you found out this program exists today and no family petition has been filed, that's okay. You can still file one today. You just have to have it filed and approved before the veteran or his or her surviving spouse would file for parole under the Filipino World War II Veterans Parole Program.
Okay, so as you mentioned, let's really spell it out. Like, who exactly is eligible? The spouse, the children, the siblings?
So but it depends on, it is a little complicated because for family petitions, immigrant family petitions, it really does depend on whether you're a U.S. citizen or a permanent resident, who you're allowed to file for. In general, most Filipino American World War II veterans are U.S. citizens now, and so they may file for a U.S. citizen can file for parents, but in this case that would be few, spouses, children, sons or daughters, and for brothers and sisters. And those are the general categories. But within those categories, if somebody files for their brother, for example, the brother's wife, so the sister-in-law, and then their children under 21 years of age would also be eligible to come as a family group.
Okay. All right. Well, I have a very interesting question because, as we know, World War II was a long time ago. So the question is, paano kung patay na? What if the person who sponsored or petitioned you has passed on? So we want to answer all your questions, and they will be joining me here on Kababayan Today for the entire show. But we want to just thank USCIS for providing us this opportunity to really engage our kababayans and give them really important information, okay? Magbabalik kami dito sa Kababayan Today. Stick around. This is very important.